Welcome to the Tarantula Collective. My name is Richard. Thank you for joining me on this Sunday afternoon or evening or morning. I guess it depends on where you are. But today we are going to be doing a live question and answer. I guess we'll be doing it because you all are here too. And I'll be taking some questions from the live chat. I'll also be answering some questions people left on Twitter, Instagram, and on the Facebook group. So if you got any questions, be sure to get those ready. I'll be answering them here in a little bit. Looks like right now we've got I don't even know, about 33 people in the chat right now. So welcome everybody. Thanks for joining me. I see Heyo Clans in here, Rocky Mountain Spider Freaks, Chloe St. Clair, along with many others. Gaia's here. What's going on, Gaia? 8 Legs and 4 Wheels. Tarantula Arc's here. How you been? I haven't talked to you forever. I hope all is well with you, Tarantula Arc. Well, let's see what we've got. Chris Reeves is in here. Alternative Inverts from the UK. Yes, that's part of the reason why I wanted to do a live stream on one of my days off in the middle of the afternoon or early evening. That way people in the UK and Europe and other places that aren't the US can join. Because I was getting a lot of complaints that I was going live like at 9 p.m., 9:30 my time, which is putting like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning there. So try to do it a little bit earlier so everybody could join in. All right. What's going on, Greg McLean? Good to see ya. Corey Thoves, what's up? What's that? Erica Anka? I can't read. It's going too fast, but hello. How are you? All right. So we got a lot of people in here. Somewhere I have a guideline for what I am doing today. If I could find, all right, there it is. Awesome. I'm also going to be giving away some stickers in the live chat. We'll give out some stickers today. We got a cool contest going on. And as you can see, this flag behind me, last week in the live stream, I said I was going to be giving that away. And to enter, all you had to do was go to thetarantulacollective.com. When you get on the homepage of that website, I mean, it's what loads up as soon as you type in that address. If you scroll down to the bottom, there's like a little, not like the very bottom, but like one block up from the bottom, it is a mailing list sign up. And if you sign up for that mailing list, I think it just asks for your name and email address. Then you were entered into a drawing to win that. We'll be drawing that winner out today, and I'll be shipping that out tomorrow. So good luck, everyone. If you haven't entered, there's still a little bit of time. I'm just going to pull up the live. I guess whenever I do the drawing, I'm just pulling up who all subscribed to the mailing list. So if you haven't done it yet, this is your chance. We'll be giving that away here towards the end of the live stream. And only going to be on here for about 45 minutes or an hour tonight because I still got a lot of editing to do for Tuesday's episode of Tarantula Tuesday. Usually I'd like 10, 15 minutes long, and I'm only like 3.5 minutes in. But it's going to be a cool episode, hopefully. Rehousing some tarantulas. I don't think I've done a rehousing video yet at all, so thought that might be interesting, but I wanted to take it to the next level, suppose. And so I have 4 cameras, so I'm trying to edit 4 cameras and 4 mics, and it's a lot. So it's taking me a little bit of time. So who we got in here? The Multiverse guy, what's going on? So do you have a favorite tea of your own? Wait, do you have a favorite tea that you own? Man, I've got a lot of favorite tarantulas, that's for sure. I think my all-time favorite is probably the green bottle blue. I really like I'm just a fan of that tarantula. It's got all the aspects of a tarantula that I like. It webs a lot, it's semi-arboreal, so it has the terrestrial and kind of the arboreal tendencies, and it's very colorful. It's got an awesome feeding response. I know it's pretty basic. Most people are looking for something really exotic and rare, but for me, green bottle blue, if I had to get rid of all of them, that would be the one I'd keep. What else we got? What's the second best place to get teas? Pretty much, there's a lot of places I haven't even tried. Majority of mainly I buy from Fear Not Tarantulas just because I really like their customer service and their selection. I've also been ordering some things from Pinchers and Pokies, which is pinchersandpokies.com. They've got some awesome selection and prices, and I've had good experiences with them as well. Simply Spiders is good. Itsy Bitsy Spiders. There was a few others that are now escaping me, but I would definitely check those out. And actually, if you go to my website, thetarantulacollective.com, we talk about that a lot today. Under resources, there's a list of different suppliers of tarantulas and bioactive substrates and snakes and reptiles and just tarantula related gear and stuff. So check that out. There's plenty of links to people's Facebook pages, websites, and anybody that I put on the website is somebody I've either dealt with personally or I know personally and really respect, and they won't do you wrong. All right. So what else we got going on here? What's going on, JP's Pet Nation? Glad you can make it. Oh, it went away. Tony B, what's going on? Pet Rock and Roll. One of my newest is the D Diamantinesis, a mini GBB. Yeah, and a very, very fast GBB. I got actually, mine's right here. It's kind of hanging out. You can't see it. It spends most of its time hidden, but it is a beautiful tarantula. What about the B albiceps? That's not a bad tarantula. Looks like or I don't know if anybody noticed when you're jumping in the live stream, but as of right now, we are at 21,968 subscribers. So very close to crossing 22,000. It may happen today in the live stream. So if you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that button. Help us get it up there. We've got 94 people watching the live stream, but only 24 people have liked it. So hit that like button as well. That will help get the word out to people that may not realize that we're going live. I'm going to drop a quick message in the Facebook group. Actually, I'll ask Gaia or if any of the moderators of the Facebook group are in the live stream. If you don't mind just kind of posting a link in the Facebook group, that would be awesome. What's up, House of Invertebrates? Good to see ya. Perry Phillips, what's going on? And while we're waiting for everybody to get in here, I do want to say there is another channel I really like. Maybe you haven't heard of. It's Princess Sophie Pink. She's this little lady. I don't know how old she is, maybe 8 or 9, maybe 10. She's young, and she loves tarantulas and other inverts, and she's got a YouTube channel called Princess Sophie Pink. Last I checked, she was at like 954 or 960 subscribers, somewhere right around there. So what I was telling her and her mother is that if, while I'm in the live stream tonight, her channel crosses 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to give away 10 stickers just to the people that are here in the live chat. So if you're in the live stream, you're hanging out, just open up another window on your browser or jump over to her channel real quick, give her a subscribe. If she crosses 1,000 subscribers today while we're going live, I'm going to give away 10 stickers to the people here in these groups. So make sure you check her out and leave a comment, watch her videos. Support a fellow tarantula keeper and someone that's that young and has that much passion for the hobby. It's very cool. 8 Legs says, hey, what do you say? Something about pink. Hey, Queen Pink. Awesome. Hey there, I'm going to be picking up a GBB in a few days. Any tips on tank setup? All these premiums? Yeah, I actually made one of the first few Tarantula Tuesday videos I made was on that species. So I kind of put all the information I have available to give to somebody in that video. So after the live stream, check that out. You just go to my channel and look for the green bottle blue. Thanks, Richard. She is asleep right now. Oh, well, she's sleeping. So I guess she's that young. She's got to be in bed. Totally understand. So it'd be a nice surprise if she can wake up to 1,000 subscribers. I love her channel. I love seeing kids in the hobby. I agree with you, Kat. It's a lot of fun to watch. And she's fearless. I was watching a video the other day where she was transferring a Goliath bird eater into a new enclosure. I know my kid, he's 12 or 11, and I don't think he'd be that brave. It's pretty impressive stuff. I'm just going to check real quick, see where her channel is at the moment. Princess Sophie Pink. I'm looking on my phone. All right, so she's at 957 subscribers right now. So hopefully we can get, whoop, it just went to 958. So it's going, we're getting there. Josh Parent, hey Richard, I have a Lasiodora periabana that is just under 2 years old. Only has 1 inch leg span. Is that usual? Just under 2 years old only. I don't, usual is kind of, it's very relative, especially in the spiderling stage. The speed at which any species really is going to grow is going to be based a lot on the temperature you keep it at, the humidity level, the how often you feed it. There's a lot of factors that will come into it. A lot of people think that if you keep them a little warmer than the rest of your tarantulas, like up in the upper 70s, with a little more humidity depending on the species, and feed them more often, they're going to grow faster. And if it's cooler temperatures, it's all it has to do with their metabolism. If their metabolism the conditions are making their metabolism higher, then they're going to grow faster. And if it's slower, then they're going to grow much slower. I would say, I can't remember exactly how to check my records, which are actually on the computer I'm live streaming on, so I can't do that at the moment. But I want to say that after a couple of years, mine was a little bit. I feel like it was a couple of inches by that point. So yeah, it may just be she's being kept in cooler conditions and has a lower metabolism or something. Roland says, "Yo, I just got my stickers. Thanks so much." You're very welcome, Roland. Excuse me. All right. Anybody else got it? Do you like the Cosmos elegans? I really do. That is Gauthier Sloys. Gauthier, G-A-U-T-H-I-E-R. I'm sorry I mispronounced your name. I really do like that tarantula a lot. That whole genus, not just the elegans, but I would say the Cosmos rite is probably my favorite of all of them. But the elegans would definitely be a close second. They don't get very big. I mean, you're only looking at maybe like 2.5 inches full grown. I mean, they're true dwarf tarantulas. They really don't need an enclosure much bigger than like 6 inches square. But I mean, if you got a lot of tarantulas or you are limited on space, then the dwarf tarantulas are awesome to add to your collection. And they're so colorful and beautiful. Tiberius says, "Hey Richard, I got a good question." And then my chat went away. What's going on? My mouse for some reason isn't being read here. Well, it sounded like it was a really good question. Let's see if I can find it oh, there it is. I got a good question. Do you have any spiders you hold at a sentimental value? For example, my dad always kept a red knee, so now I always keep one. Keep up the work, man. Well, thank you, Tiberius. For sentimental value, I would say more than likely that would be the Grammostola rosea or Portaria, the rosehair tarantula, whichever. That was the first tarantula I got and the second tarantula back when, I only kept one at a time. And I really enjoyed that, have a sentimental attachment to it, and always make sure right now I've got 2 in my collection, but always try to keep at least one of them around. So that would definitely be my sentimental choice, yeah. All right, Richard, do you keep any Sericopelma species? I do. Sericopelma Santa Clara something. I do. It's over there, but it is currently burrowed down, and I don't know. It's sealed up its burrow, so I'm not really messing with it too much. But I'm hoping to do a species-specific video on it, and I think I've got that one scheduled for April or May, so keep an eye out for that. Any other questions? Yes, Desert Dwight. Yes, that is a very fast tarantula. Hello from South Africa. I have a question. Is a bamboo hide suitable for arboreal tarantulas? It definitely looks cool. The reason I don't use bamboo hides for any of my enclosures is because I had serious issues with mold. If I had to keep it, I mean, not even that damp. Like, it just kind of seemed like just the water that would be in the substrate naturally or from overflow in the water dish would cause those hides, maybe not immediately, but like over a month or two, it would start getting this weird kind of fuzzy, yeah, Santa Catalina. That's it, Santa Catalina. But the bamboo hides would get this weird mold on them, and it wasn't appealing, and I can't imagine that whatever was growing on there would be good for the tarantulas, so I don't use natural bamboo hides. Though there are some places where you can get plastic ones that look, identical to real bamboo and don't have the mold problem. So, if you're really, your heart's set on having a bamboo hide, I would suggest going for a fake one. That Get Bit merch is cool. Yeah, if you haven't noticed, let me stand up so you guys can see this. Check out this shirt. Whoop, wrong way. Got a, there we go. I gotta figure out how cameras work. Got a nice tarantula taking down this huge bird. This is from Get Bit. They make stickers in this shirt, and I'm gonna assume there's other shirts and stickers that are gonna be coming out as well. They sent this to me. I got it Friday in the mail. It's kind of, I got a message from them saying, from Get Bit brand, that was like, hey, we're going to send you a package. What's your mailing address? And I had no idea what was going to show up. I thought maybe they were going to send a sticker or something like that. Get a lot of stickers in the mail. And I opened it up, and it was like 3 of these very cool stickers, which I've got right over there. I'll have to go grab them and show you guys. And this awesome shirt. It is extremely metal. I love it. Let me grab those stickers real quick. Hold on. I grabbed them. Now, I feel like this doesn't really do them justice. This is probably my favorite. It's got the, there you go, Carabiner Versacolor sling on there. And I'm just going to peel it off a little bit. I'm trying to find like the perfect place to put this sticker. But I feel like I got to peel it off a little so you can truly appreciate how amazing it is. And this is much more difficult to get off than I anticipated doing live. Here we go. It's not going to work for me. Here we are. Now if you can check that out, you can actually see through the sticker. So like the part that is clear isn't just white. Like you can actually, I don't know, it's transparent. So I think it's going to look very awesome. I just kind of got to find the perfect place to put it. I don't want to waste it, you know. So we'll figure that out. And I'll be sure to post some pictures of those stickers once I find out exactly where to put them. But yeah, getbitbrand.com if you want to get your own. They're not expensive at all, so I highly suggest checking those out. Oh, I love their stickers. I want all three. Yes, I agree with you, Cadaverous Ghoul. And I think they've got like some kind of package deal. I want to say they're like, I'm just making this up, maybe $4.50, $5 a piece. But if you get like all three of them, it's like $12.50 or $13.50. Don't quote me on those prices, but I know there's a deal if you get all three of them. So check that out. All right, what else is going on in here? Which tarantula is the biggest challenge to keep? I think that it has a lot to do with where you are. Like, I'm sure that people that live like in Arizona have different challenges than somebody that lives in Florida or up here in like the West Virginia or in the Northeast or in another country on the other side of the world. I think like your ambient room temperature and humidity levels and stuff like that in your environment that you're in are going to have, you know, quite an effect on your tarantula and how difficult some species may or may not be. I know for me personally, the Megaphapelma robustum is a pretty challenging tarantula. Any of the ones that's kind of got to be kept at a cooler temperature and a more moist environment. I had one and it ended up, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Maybe it wasn't that long. It was around that time, and it didn't survive the juvenile stage. I apparently was keeping it a little bit too warm. Found out later that I needed to keep it much cooler than what I was. You know, maybe like 5 degrees, but apparently that had made a big difference. And I really haven't been able to keep one. Tarantula says, yeah, it's the M. robustum is much harder to keep. Yeah, so I mean, that's a lot to do with it. And then like in the winter, like I am struggling with humidity right now. Usually it's not something I worry about too much, but I've got a heater on down here to keep it above like 68 because it's in the basement. So if it's like 72 degrees upstairs, that means down here, like in this corner of the basement where I have everybody, maybe 74, or that's not true, 65 degrees. That's what I meant to say. 64, 65 degrees. So I need some kind of heater to get the temperature up at least over 68. It's where I like to keep them in the winter. But that dries the air out. Even though it's a basement, usually I don't have any issues. Usually I'm trying to get humidity out of here. But in the winter with the central heat running and this little heater I've got on the other side of the room running, it just sucks all that moisture out of the air. So that causes a couple problems. One, I got to fill the water dishes constantly. It's like instead of having to do them once or twice a week, I got to do it like every other day. But also some of my more moisture dependent species and like my reptiles and stuff, like my snakes need that humidity. So I got a humidifier over here in the corner, just kind of those cool mist humidifiers that really helps keep the humidity up in the room. All right. What else we got going on? Stickers are $5 each, or order any 3 for $13. Thank you, BMexican1317. Keeping up thank you for helping me out and getting the right price out there to everybody. Cameron West says something. You're in West Virginia. Yes, I am. I am in West Virginia. West by God, Virginia. And it's Appalachian, in case you're wondering, not Appalachia. My mom used to say, if you call it Appalachia, I'll throw an Appalachia. That's the only way I remember. I have a question about communals. What's your experience with communals, and do you think keeping Poecilotheria species as communals would work? Well, the only communal I have right now, I'll show it to you. This is my M40 communal. Let you guys kind of take a look at it here. I don't see any of them. I mean, it's the middle of the day, so they're probably all hiding. I don't know, can you see on the outside? My hand in the way? Nope. But they've done a pretty good job webbing up this enclosure here. And actually the video that I'm coming out with on Tuesday is about setting this up and moving them from their sling enclosure into this enclosure. Now when it comes to Poecilotheria, there's a quarter on my seat. I don't really have, none at all. I don't have any experience keeping them communals. Seen some YouTube videos, Mark's Tarantulas, Tom's Big Spiders, I think maybe Tarantula Haven even had communals set up with Poecilotheria species and varying degrees of success, but I think for the most part they were successful. Not as, I think somebody I saw on Facebook referred to it, they're not as hippie, not as much of a hippie communal as the Embaufories, but they can still be kept, if communally, if you keep an eye on them and make sure they got enough space and are fed well. I've heard that Metallica is more apt to be kept communally than some of the others, but I don't know that for a fact. But I do know that maybe there's a possibility after the NARBC down in Tinley Park, up and over in Tinley Park, this coming March, I may be coming back with a communal, Poecilotheria communal, but we'll just have to see how that goes. Richard, did you get my email about my mislabeled tea? I'm not sure. I'll check right now. Gaia says that Princess Sophie Pink is at 980 subscribers now. That is awesome, guys. Only 20 more to go, and we'll be giving out some of those stickers. Now, let me check my email real quick. Oh, that's the wrong one. I don't see it, my friend. Unless it was a very old one that's just kind of gotten buried. I don't see any recent emails about a mislabeled tea. So feel free to send it again. Let's see. Rob C has a Poecilotheria communal. There we go. Check out his videos. Oh, any other questions? What time is it? 4:23. All right. We have 144 people here in the view. Got 75 likes. I got a question. We'll pull this one off of Facebook. I had a gentleman leave that. He said, I'm looking into updating my teas. This is Jim Bone. I'm looking into updating my teas to bioactive, live plants and soil enclosures. I'm nervous about adding in isopods and such for the soil. I have seen it recommended to get the smallest ones and they will be safe. What advice can you offer? There's a follow-up question, but we'll get to that in a second. I've got 6 different bioactives right now, and they've been going pretty well. In fact, my Theraphosa ones, it feels like I'm in there every week cutting out. I mean, again, I got to cut out more plants and just keep growing like crazy. Now, actually, right here, it's just an empty enclosure. There was nothing in it. But here I've got kind of like, I don't even know what you'd call it. This is just like an enclosure where I keep a lot of my isopods. I don't know if you guys can see that at all. You got light. I'll try to use a light. There we go. We've got some isopods and there are some millipedes and stuff like that in there. And I got these isopods from Isopod Source. I got like 3 or 4 different types. And then they also had it was kind of like not really a grab bag, but it was like a mixture of different types of isopods that lived well together communally or whatever. So I mean, there's red ones, there's small ones and large ones. And I don't know, I got them mainly because I wanted to get a colony of them going, but I also really wanted to have some to put in my bioactive enclosures. I got to fix my light. And so far I've had no issues at all with them. I have heard some people say that the larger isopods, they can like munch on a molting tea, and I've seen a few stories about it, but I've seen a lot more people that have had high rates of success with isopods than have not. Like they all have springtails. I love putting springtails in all my enclosures because they will battle with any mite issues you might have, and as long as you keep it a little damp, they're going to, thrive and kind of drive out any mites that you may have. Now, when just talking about isopods, I really like the dwarf. Oh, what are they? The purple dwarf isopods. They're tropical, so they need to be in a much moist, like a bioactive enclosure. Really, you're keeping moist. That's what I use mainly in mine, and they don't get very big. So I'm not expert. I would suggest talking to the BioDude. He seems, I've ordered, I mean, most of the stuff I got for my bioactives, I got from either Josh's Frogs or the BioDude. And the BioDude's, I mean, he seems to know his stuff, and I feel like them or Josh's Frogs would definitely point you in the right direction. They've got a lot more experience with the isopods and bioactives than I do. Let's see. Yep, they did that to my tea. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Tarantula Arc. Yeah, so I mean, be careful. Don't put the biggest ones in there for sure. And I would suggest talking to Tarantula Arc. She's got a YouTube page as well, so check out Tarantula Arc's YouTube channel and send her a message and get her opinion on that and some of her experience. I would really love to see a Brazilian blue dwarf video, though, so I know what I'd be getting myself into. That is not a problem, Cadaver's Ghoul. That is on the list to be covered this year, and I feel like it should be within the next few months. I'm a little nervous shooting that video just because it's such a fast tarantula. It's kind of difficult. Have you ever had a tarantula escape? That's what Thomas Stapler asked. Yes, I have. And it's never fun. I've got this big orange tomcat, and for the most part, I mean, he never bothers the tarantulas unless one of them were to get out. Like he's kind of like he sometimes will get on the snake's enclosure and like sit up on the mesh lid, like the metal kind of lid. I mean, the lid's strong enough that it isn't even bow or anything when he's on there, but he likes to get on top and watch the snake move around. And of course we tell him to get off there anytime he does that. But as far as like the tarantulas, even the slings and stuff, occasionally the ones lower to the ground, he may watch them as they're walking around or something. But for the most part, they just don't move very much, so they don't capture his interest. But he's always hunting down here in the basement because I drop crickets and occasionally a doobie or something, and I don't really worry about it because I know if a cricket gets out, he's going to find it and kill it for me. So it's not going to stick around too long. The issue is that if a tarantula gets out, he's not going to know the difference and will more than likely attack them as well and kill them. Now I had it was a black amelia tarantula, and the scientific name, it was something species black amelia or something like that. I just know it was the black amelia tarantula that I got, and it was a very small sling. It was maybe 1/8 of an inch, maybe even smaller. I mean, one of the smallest spiderlings I had gotten up to that point. And I thought that I had made one of the Dramfile enclosures, and I used the smallest drill bit I could find, thinking that would be small enough that it wouldn't be able to escape. I did not take into consideration just how well they can squeeze through small holes. And apparently at some point, I mean, and I don't even know how long it had been. Like I had been, feeding and watered it twice a week, and realized that it had been a couple weeks I hadn't seen it. I was getting nervous, but I thought maybe it's burrowed down. I don't want to bother it. Eventually I was like, I got to find out. So I dumped out the enclosure, checked it really well. It was nowhere to be seen. So at some point it had snuck out. I did make that mistake twice though. Like after that, I used like a little tiny thumbtack and just kind of heated it up with a flame or poked the holes in the top, so I didn't have to worry about it trying to sneak out. But usually a lesson like that, you only got to learn once. And then there was another one, man, this is probably 6 or 7 years ago. I had an Acanthoscuria geniculata, and that was just pure stupidity. I was using one of these Exoterra enclosures that you see, where's the bee? Kind of like this one here. It's got the door that you can like open up. I just pull it off. So it's one of these enclosures, and the door just opens. And it was a larger one, I think. But I had closed the door and then didn't latch it back. Didn't do that. And and at night, like sometimes I'll come down and double check, make sure everything's locked up safe. And I don't know, I just, sometimes I have a hard time going to sleep, and I'm like, let me just go make sure all my snake and tarantula closures are locked up tight. And I came down, and Didn't see, like, and I didn't catch that little thing hadn't been locked, but everything was closed up, looked good, because I'd been feeding and watering the tarantulas that night. Woke up the next morning, came downstairs and noticed the door was open a little bit. And I was like, oh no. And I looked all over the place, couldn't find it anywhere. Maybe 3 months later, I found it like on the other side, in the garage side of the basement. And, you know, it dehydrated, curled up and died. It was quite frustrating. So I make sure to not just make sure everything's shut, but make sure everything is actually locked. Let's see what other questions we got. At Roland Poulier. Do you give slings water dishes? Quirky Creatures. What's going on, Quirky Creatures? Just did a interview with him, so be sure, if you're not already, guys, check out his channel. It's Joker and Harlequin. They've got an awesome channel. They're just getting back up off the ground. Apparently their last channel got hacked or something like that, so they had to restart from scratch. But I did an interview with them, so hopefully there'll be an episode coming out where we'll be doing a little collab in the near future. And show them some love. Help them get over 100 subscribers. I know, I just saw it on Facebook or on Instagram that they're having a giveaway once they cross 100 subs. So get in on that for sure. But the question was, do I keep water dishes with my slings? For the smallest ones, no, not at all. There's just not enough room. For the larger ones, I can show you since they're right here. The ones I keep in this style enclosure, I don't know if you can tell, but this one does not have any kind of water dish in it. What I do in instances like this is I will just drip water on the web. There are a few that have water dishes, like my Brachypelma albiceps, I believe. Yeah. Ooh, and it needs a little bit of water, but I don't know if you can tell. This is this thing just does not like focusing in that. This is a larger sling. Like, it's pretty much ready to get moved into a juvie almost. So I'm gonna let it molt one more time, maybe. I don't know, maybe not. But I do have a small, tiny little water dish in there. It's a little ceramic one, a little ceramic dish I got. I don't even remember where I got it, but I found some that they're on Amazon. So if you look in the description of this video, you'll see a link for the Amazon storefront. Just hit that and go under Enclosures and Husbandry, and those little tiny ceramic water dishes are there. Now, if you've got like 50 slings or something, you want to put water dishes in all of them, I wouldn't suggest that, because they're not. They're like $1 or something a piece, and it can add up quick. Maybe like $1.50 a piece. But for the small ones, to finish answering your question, I don't. I just drip water on their webbing or on the side of their enclosures. Just kind of like mist it a little bit. And I try to mist it not to where it's spraying right on the tarantula, just like we'll spray on a constant level as well. But if it's like under 3/4 of an inch, yeah, I don't really use much of a water dish. I did get some small seashells, like little tiny flat, kind of like clam-like shells. I don't think that it's a clam, but can I have a 3-inch juvie into a nano? The nano, I think that the measurements on the nano are, is that the one that's 8 by 8 by 8? So if it's 3 inches, I would say, yeah. Just what you want to do is make sure you really ramp, like put as much substrate as you can, like right up to the bottom of the door, and then ramp it up to the top, and then maybe put something. You just don't want the tarantula to crawl to the top and have a long way to fall, because that could be deadly. It could rupture their abdomen. What else we've got? Hey, Richard, are you by chance going to the Knoxville Repticon March 7th or 8th? Unfortunately, no. Knoxville is probably about, I don't know, 10 hours away, something like that. It's not that close. And I'm going to the Tinley Park NARBC ones that following weekend. And like, I have a job, a full-time job, so I can't be going to it's hard to get time off, you know, so I won't be making to that one. But I think I'm going to I don't think it's Repticon. It's the, I can't remember. It's some other kind of the National Reptile Breeder Conference or something like that. It's not the NARBC, but it's something very similar to it. It's going to be in Daytona Beach in August, mid-August, and I believe I'll be going to that one. What about any shows in the UK this year? Man, that would be nice. I'd love to go to the UK. I have never been. I've never been to any of the countries over in Europe. So maybe not this year, but maybe next year. Once stop having to spend so much money on the channel and maybe can make a little bit off YouTube ads or something. I can afford a plane ticket and come over. If, you know, the U.S. will let me out of the country. That's becoming more and more sketchy, it seems. I think I saw some email I got, or some news article that was saying I got to get my ID, my driver's license changed soon, or I won't even be able to fly on airplanes in the U.S. So, Richard, serious question. What products do you use for that beard? Well, it is Ask Me Anything, so I will tell you. I got... it's pretty easy. It's beard butter, or some kind of like beard... I don't know, it comes in a little tin. Looks like, I don't know, what, like pomade used to come in, if you remember that. I used to use that when I had hair. But just like a little tin, almost like shoe polish is what it looks like. The tin, not what's in it. But it's some kind of, it's got like some, you know, it's upstairs. I'm not going to take the time to go grab it. But I use that pretty much. And different types. Personally, I like... there's just 3 or 4 different people here in West Virginia that kind of make their own, and they sell them like at local art galleries or local stores and stuff like that. So I try to find something that's made locally and use that. But yeah, something that's got like hemp oil in it, vitamin E is you know, so anything that's made from something that's got a lot of vitamin E in it, that's the way to go. And then I just brush it with a wooden sandalwood comb, and then like a horse brush. Horsehair brush. I think that's what it's called. But yeah, that's what I use. Give me 1 second. I'm going to grab a drink of water. Are you currently keeping or planning to keep any true spiders, widows, huntsmen, etc.? Greetings from Germany. I will answer that in just 1 second. I do have... Oh, looks like it's ready to have another little meal. But I'll let you check this out. Maybe. That is my David Bowie huntsman. See if I can get it in focus. Check that out for a second. I'm going to grab a bottle of water. Doesn't look like it did anything exciting. But yes, that is I think that's the only true spider I have right now. My black widow died just from old age. I had a green lynx spider, and it also passed away a few months ago. It matured out male, and that was kind of the end of it. I have some megalomorphs or whatever they are, like the purple curtain web spider, and I've got what is it called? Another kind of curtain web spider, and I can never remember its name. It doesn't have a common name, I don't think. Excuse me. So yep, those are what I've got. What else we've got? Any other questions? I think she's an orb weaver. Awesome. Do you ever come to any shows in Maryland? I mean, I'll just be honest with you guys. I don't go to a whole lot of shows. Just between making YouTube videos and taking care of everybody and, work, there's not a whole lot of free time. I'd like to. Somebody was talking about some shows over in Morgantown and stuff like that in the last live stream. So I'm trying to keep an eye out for those and maybe check that out. And Maryland's not too far away. We go there a lot just for like hiking and stuff. So I might have to schedule something where I'm in Maryland at the same time there's a show and can hit that up. Sometimes I go to ones in Pittsburgh. Maybe every 3 or 4 months I might hit one up on a Saturday if I'm off. Let's see. I just saw a question fly by. Any experience with the Neothel inci? Tittlacotl, yeah. I think that's the Mexican rust rump or something like that. And the Brachypelma emilia. That would be a yes on all 3, and they're all 3 right behind me. I got the Mexican red rust rumps down here. My Neothel egens. Oops. I don't know where my Neothel is. Somewhere around here. And I'm actually going to be, there's been a lot of, wow, that focus just goes when I roll around. This is my Trinidad olive. And there's been a lot of people in the comments of my videos asking me to cover this species. And as you can see, it is really webbed it up. So, and it's always hiding down in there. Like, I very rarely see it, unless I'm feeding it. I'm gonna give it some, oh, I don't have any more water in there. But I'm gonna do a video on it because I gotta rehouse it. And I like to do videos, like species-specific videos, when I'm rehousing them. That way I can like get a picture of the old enclosure and then also show you a picture of the new enclosure. And I gotta be disturbing the tarantula anyways to get it from one enclosure to the other. So that seems like a perfect time to get some video of it while it's out on the table and stuff. So be looking out for that. That will be coming. It was actually supposed to be this week, but I got that rehousing video and I didn't want it to go to waste, so putting that together for this week. But it will be coming soon. Anybody here in Philadelphia, says Joey Ateva. I know there's a lot of people in Philadelphia. I don't know if they're in here right now, but I know a lot of people send me messages from Philadelphia. I wish you would. I would love to meet you. Go to the battlefield. What? Oh, the Battlefield Reptile Expo on July 18th. That was an unfortunate time for that message to move quickly. I would love to meet you. Come to the battlefield. We will fight to the death. Chrissy Mask, that would be cool. I will definitely make a note of that. Try to come out and see that. Any tips on keeping the Heteroscota maculata? I don't know. I'm going to have to do a video on it. I got it in this, and you probably saw in one of the other videos, it was a much more shallow enclosure because it was really small and it had molted. It was time to move it. And I think I tried showing it in the live stream before I actually rehoused it, but it definitely needed rehousing and it escaped on me. And I had to catch it way over here, put a catch cup on it and try to get it back in its enclosure. Was just like, oh, I'm just going to leave it with the catch cup on it and deal with it after the live stream. But it seems really easy to take care of. It eats a lot. I don't really keep it extremely humid. The substrate is pretty dry. I wouldn't say it's not damp, but it's got a little bit of moisture to it. I make sure to keep the water dish full just like I would with any of my tarantulas. And I'm just very careful with it because it is fast and it moves in strange ways. It seems to always like to be up here on the lid or kind of hanging out on the side. But for the most part, I just kind of keep it like I would any other arboreal tarantula. I'm sure as it gets larger, like I don't have any experience for any huntsman larger than this one. This is like the first huntsman I've ever had and it's the largest one I've ever had. So maybe as it gets bigger, I'll be able to have enough information to kind of put together a video on. But there's a lot of people out there that do keep them, so I would definitely ask them. Like Tom Patterson, for one. I know he seems to have a lot of different huntsman spiders. You Only Wish 5150 says, random question, Richard, who are some of your favorite bands? And there was something else. You definitely look like the most metal tarantula dude on YouTube. That's funny. I think that's because of my Get Bit brand shirt. It makes me look really metal because it is a metal shirt. Man, that's a tough one. Like, it's kind of gotten my old age to really appreciate I was a musician for many years. Like, that was my goal, I guess you could say. Like, I graduated high school and went to college on a music scholarship, but I was like, I don't really want to be at college to be learning. Like, I went to college to get in a band and become famous. And as you can tell, that did not work out. Recorded a CD and maybe 2, technically. Played a lot of shows. But went from like being in a band to doing like singer-songwriter stuff, like solo stuff. But I would say probably my favorite metal band would be Acid Bath. Like I was just listening to them the other day. Though I'm sure that's probably a little more sludge. I don't know. Real metalheads would probably be like, that's way too slow. But I love that away. Richard is giving away stickers if Princess Sophie Pink reaches 1K subs tonight. That is very true. I am giving away 10 stickers to people in the live stream. Princess Sophie Pink is, what'd she just say, 8 subs away? She is 8 subs away. So just, go bounce out of the live stream for a second. Go to Princess Sophie Pink. She's this wonderful little lady over in the UK that loves tarantulas and has her own YouTube channel. Is about ready to cross 1,000 subscribers. She's already in bed for the night because I guess it's like, you know, if you're in the UK, it's after 9 and, you know, kids got to go to bed early. But it'd be awesome if she can wake up with 1,000 subscribers. So let's give her that prize, that present, that surprise. That's what I'm looking for. Definitely check that out. If you're in the live stream, go ahead and hit that like button. We got 144 people watching, but only 99 likes. So it means a lot. It means a lot to me, but it also helps the YouTube algorithm be like, oh, people are watching this and enjoy it somewhat. So let's suggest it to other people that also like watching tarantula videos. So it helps spread the word. Now, I was also said that we have, let's see, 21,977 subscribers on this YouTube channel. And I was kind of thinking that it'd be pretty cool if we crossed into 22K while we're in the live stream. So if you're in the live stream, more than likely you're already subscribed. But if not, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and help the channel. Help this channel cross 22,000 subscribers tonight. I do have another button next to subscribe that says join. That's not the same as subscribing, but it is kind of cool for me, I guess, because that's what that does is you're like pretty much joining the channel. You get early access to any videos that I upload, some member-only content. You get a discount code for all the Tarantula Collective merchandise, which you can get at thetarantulacollective.com. And it's as little as like $1.99 a month or something like that. It's kind of like Patreon. You just pledge $1.99 or $4.99 or $9.99 or whatever the little levels are they have on YouTube. And it charges you every month. But that does come back and help support the channel. It helps me get these cameras and lights. And I just got this cool light over here. I can't really show it to you because it's bright. But it was not cheap. I was looking for like a real nice studio kind of light. And there's supposed to be this like cool soft box that comes with it. And I'm still learning how to do all this. And there was a price difference of $5 between like the 90 centimeter and the 120 centimeter, something like that. I was like, that's not that much bigger. I'm just going to pay the extra $5 and get the big one. And it was so huge. Like, I mean, it was more than that. I mean, I couldn't set it up in my basement. Like the ceiling was too low. I was like, all right, I'm going to return that to Amazon and order the smaller one. So it's without its softbox right now, but it'll be hopefully be pretty cool once it's up and running. Let's see, what do we got here? She just hit 1K? No way. We got to verify this. Dun, dun. Gaia just, all right. I'm still going to look Gaia, but I mean, if Gaia tells me something, I just assume that it is true because she never leads me wrong. Yes, that is awesome. Check it out, Princess Sophie Pink, who does not want to come. 1,000 subscribers. Congratulations, Princess Sophie Pink. You are in the big time now. YouTube will no longer tell you how many exactly you have, just 1K. 1.1K. So that's awesome. Congratulations. So we got 10 people that will be giving away stickers. Gaia's in here. There may be a few other Facebook moderators in the live stream. So what we're going to do is if you would like to win a sticker, just leave a comment that says PSP1K in the live chat, and Gaia will pick 10 at random, and then we'll announce at the end of the live stream or whenever she's got her 10 that are picked. And you guys, all you have to do, if Gaia says that you won, just send an email to thetarantulacollective@gmail.com and let me know that you won a sticker and what your mailing address is. And I will get that mailed out to you within probably tomorrow or Tuesday. Probably tomorrow because Tuesdays are pretty busy. So I'll get that mailed out there to you as a PSP1K or something along those lines. And no, I think it should really be that. That way she knows for sure that you wanted to enter. So PSP, Princess Sophie Pink 1K. I'm waiting for the live chat to blow up because there's a delay. So I've just said all that and I don't see anybody entering. Oh, there they go. All right. Congratulations again, Princess Sophie Pink. That is awesome. We got any other questions? I love everything. I love everything this channel. Keep up the great work. Thanks, Paul Fortin. Rachel, you need to film PSP's reaction. I agree. I agree with you. There's a lot of really good tarantula YouTube channels out there. Pet Rock and Roll is another one. I really enjoy her stuff. She also's got some snakes and other stuff in there too. So definitely check out Pet Rock and Roll. Last season she was talking about she was gonna do some kind of interview, and I got busy. I don't think I got back to her soon enough, but hopefully we can still do that at some point. Alternative Inverts, that's another great channel. I don't know. It's good stuff. Support everybody. The more YouTube channels that we get that are tarantula based, the wider that community grows, the more YouTube is going to recommend all of our videos to people that don't even know about tarantulas. Maybe they're just into scorpions or into snakes or other kind of like geckos or turtles or rabbits, or you know what I mean? Like they're into pets, and we grow a large tarantula community, then our videos will start getting recommended to them, and we'll be introducing tarantulas and this hobby to, you know, tons of people that may not even have known it was a thing. I know sometimes I talk about keeping tarantulas and people are like, I didn't even know people did that. Like I thought maybe the rose hair was the only tarantula in the hobby. And they're surprised when there are hundreds and hundreds of them. Gaia says, winners are being picked, stand by. Awesome. 8 Legs, 4 Wheels says, Pat Rock and Roll is an amazing channel. Yes, Tarantula Arc is an amazing channel. And I'm sure there are other people in here that I am forgetting and not mentioning. Oh man, we've got a couple of super chats. I hope I did not miss any of the ones previous, but Kat Marin says welcome, or no, she doesn't say. I say that to her. Welcome, welcome, Kat Marin. Thanks for joining the YouTube channel, and the Richie Z also thank you. That is very cool, and you'll get early access to Tuesday's video. This week that'll be based 100% on when I get it done. Sometimes I'm up to like 4 a.m. Monday nights editing it, and then I got to upload it to YouTube. So sometimes the early access is only a couple hours before it actually comes out to everybody else. But it's early. And if you ever want to get any of the merchandise that we have on the tarantulacollective.com, just shoot me a message and I will get you the code. I don't know, I'll send you the code, but people forget and lose it. Sometimes I got to change it. So we'll get you that code where you can get a discount off your merchandise if you want that. And there are other things. When you join, it'll tell you all of the benefits and stuff. All right. Hey, Richard, quick question. Any tips on keeping a king baboon? You know, people, maybe it's been you, Chewy fan. I'm not sure. There's a few people that have been asking me that question lately. And give it plenty of substrate and keep it a little damp is all I've got. I had one years ago and it died. A matured male and just didn't live very long. And I never saw it. Like it was constantly at the bottom of its enclosure. And I don't know. I never got another one because I felt like I kept that one. I fed it and I never got to see it. Except when I was doing a rehouse. And I was like, you know, I just don't want to deal with it right now. But hopefully one day I'll get one back in my collection. Let's see. I'm so glad that I finally got on a live chat. You are a really great YouTuber, and Tarantula Tuesday makes my Tuesday better. I now have 10 tarantulas and want more. All right, epic arachnids. That's awesome. I'm glad you enjoy the shows or content. It's not really a show. Glad you enjoy the YouTube videos. There we go. And thank you for your support. I mean, for all of you all. There's 138 people in here right now listening to me randomly talking to a camera. So I can't tell you how cool that is and how much I appreciate your support. And I keep looking. There's like oh, it's over here. Can you see this tarantula just watching us? It's like, I want to be on the show too. It's kind of wild. Laura Charlotte says, what was your first tarantula? It was a Grammostola rosea. It was and I think I talked about it in the video I made on the rosehair tarantula. I picked it up at a pet store in college. I was a freshman in college and I really wanted a pet. And I don't know, I was like the punk rock guy and had a very stuffy conservative Lutheran school. And I got there on like a music scholarship and I don't know, I didn't fit in. I wasn't rich and I wasn't Catholic or Lutheran, and I worked at Hot Topic, so I was like, I gotta have a tarantula. And there was no rules against keeping a tarantula. You couldn't have things that needed heat lamps. You couldn't have things that, you know, like we're in an aquarium with water. But somehow it kind of, it was a loophole, and I got a tarantula. And I was scared to death of spiders. And that's kind of what like brought it all up. I had a professor, I think it was my sociology professor, we were talking about it. Irrational fears and how fears identify, like, I don't know, it was just a very interesting kind of philosophical debate on fear, and how we should face our fears and blah, 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 blah. But it came down to, I'm scared of spiders. irrationally almost. So like worried they were crawling across my face while I was sleeping at night and stuff like that. So he suggested I get a tarantula, and I did, and that's how it went from there. Now I'm not scared of them at all. All right, what else we've got? Somebody asked me another question. Oh, my dog wants to come in and scratch the door. Let me let him in real quick, or he's just gonna keep scratching. Come on, buddy. I got really worried when I let him in. I was like, they're just going to knock down all the lights and everything. You want to come say hi? Come here. Oh, they can't see you. This is Daisy. She is a sweet little puggle, and she is fat, so don't make fun of her. Hey, yes, yes, yes. All right, you got to go. Thank you. Yeah, that's my dog. We've got 3 dogs. That one has adopted me. I did not want another dog. I was like, we got 1 dog, that's enough. My dad passed away, and my wife was like, we should get another dog. I'm like, we can grieve without having to get a dog. But we ended up with it. And I was like, well, I want a big male dog. And I got this little tiny female dog. All right, so what we got here? Somebody asked me if I knew Dark Den or something like that earlier. I saw that. I don't. Not at all. In fact, I've sent him a few messages here and there, but haven't really got much of a response. Years ago when he first started his Patreon, I joined that. Been a Patreon supporter for a while, but yeah, we've never really talked or anything like that. But maybe someday we can do some kind of collaboration or something. I don't know. Girl of the Valley says, oh, my first dog was named Daisy. Yeah, yeah, it's a cool name. She's a cool dog most of the time. She eats way too much. Like, she's on a diet, but somehow still manages to find food that she just munches down on. All right, what else we've got going on in here? So we've given away the stickers. Let me check my list of things I need to do. All right. So we gave away the stickers. There is, we got Princess Sophie Pink to cross 1,000 subscribers. That was awesome. There is I'm sure I say it's like in every video and stuff, but there is a discount code for Fear Not Tarantulas if you join the Tarantula Collective Facebook group. Like, there's a Facebook page, and on the page it will tell you to go to the, there's like a little button that says join the group or something like that. The group's nice because I think there's over 10,000 people in there right now, so it can get a little overwhelming. But if you ever got a question and I can't answer it, or because I just don't have that experience or the knowledge, or you just can't get in touch with me or something, you can always feel free to post that question up in there. Now, every now and then, because it is social media, people will get a little snarky or something like that, but we got a great team of moderators. You got Gaia and Jen and Tanya and like Tanya Higgins. There's so many more. And hey, I'm doing something right now, puppy. And they're just like Debbie, and they work really hard to make sure everybody is trying to be as nice as possible. Bill and Aideen, and I feel that Mo is in there. There's a lot of moderators because the group's getting really big. And if anybody is ever being rude to you, just flag that post and let them know. But really, we try to create a community or like an environment where you can ask questions that maybe somebody would consider as dumb, or just questions that new people have, or people that don't have experience with a certain species. We want people to be able to ask those questions without any fear of being ridiculed, like happens sometimes on social media. So that's the kind of environment we're trying to maintain, and I think that the moderators are doing an excellent job at keeping that goal. So if you got any questions, go in there, ask, get some experience from other people. The more people we have in a group, kind of like with the YouTube channel, the more creators there are, the more that information gets out there. But the more people we have in the group asking and helping, it's like the wider your base of knowledge, the higher your point of success. That's like some stuff they talk about in, I don't know, not marketing campaigns, but I learned it in business school or something like that. So, it's a good place to go. And the whole reason I brought that up is if you're a member of the Facebook group, all you have to do is send one of those moderators a message, and they'll give you a code for 10% off your purchases at Fear Not Tarantulas. Man, that was a long way to go to get that mentioned. Hey, Richard, love your channel. Do you plan on keeping frogs at any point? I've got one frog, and it's just an American tree frog. And I didn't plan on keeping it. My wife has this friend, lives in Pittsburgh, that had ordered some plants, some tropical plants. She had just got a new house or something like that. And they shipped them from Florida up to her. I guess a couple of them were pretty big. And there was a tree frog living in there. And she like kept it in a little critter keeper for like a few weeks and was just like, I really don't have the attention or the time to devote to this frog. And she was like, I know who can keep it, Richard. He's got all those tarantulas. I'm sure he can keep a frog too. So we adopted her frog, and it's they named it Duo, was its name. And so Duo is just hanging up there in a bioactive enclosure right now. But as far as other frogs, not right now. I'm not really keeping anything else. Like I've gotten rid of some. Like I sent some males out. I've had a few other males die. Like my collection's getting smaller at the moment and not larger. So I'm kind of, until I can find a better balance between making videos and taking care of my responsibilities with YouTube and family and friends and work, I'm not going to be doing any adding of any large, maybe a tarantula here and there, but anything larger than that, not at the moment. But that's not, I mean, who knows what will happen in the future. The missus is pestering me. Can we see your dog? All right, alternative inverts. But if I call her over, then she's not going to want to go away again. Daisy, come here. Come here, girl. All right, here she comes. This is Daisy. Come here. You got to look at the camera, though. Come on. She can't figure it out. Come here. Oh, there we go. You want to say hi? Look at the camera. Oh, you just want to look at me. This is Daisy. She is a sweetheart. Quit looking at my face. Pet Zootix 2019. You got any snakes? Yes, I do. I've got a banana calico ball python. Cooper, come here. I would show you Cooper, but he just walked away, and he is very old and very deaf. So I could scream, and he's not going to hear me. And if I come up and grab him, then he freaks out a little bit. All right, go. Come on. Go, 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 go. Whoa. See, that's what I was worried about. She was gonna, let me go let these dogs upstairs real quick. Come on. Come on. All right. So now she's gone. Sweet dog, but man, she needs her attention. Thorin says, oh my God, hello, Daisy. All right. What else we've got? Any other questions? Pet Rock and Roll is a queen of snakes. Help me with PSPs all the time. Oh, that's awesome. So yeah, check out Pet Rock and Roll. But yeah, I've got a banana calico ball python, an eastern king snake, a California king snake, and then just like a regular milk snake. It's a little baby one. I haven't seen it in a few months, but I know it's still eating, so it's alive and kicking. This is Cooper. He just came down. Come here, Cooper. You want to say hello? Whoop, that's too far. He's a very old puggle. This was, my wife had him way before we got married. He is a sweet dog, but he is blind and deaf. He's kind of, and he's got a serious overbite. He is an ugly dog and a smelly dog, but he's a good dog. All right, gotta go. Had a good time. Well, thanks, Kat. It was awesome seeing you. Sylvia asked for any OBT advice. I actually made a whole video on the OBT. Any advice I have would be in that, so just search for that on my YouTube channel, Orange Baboon Tarantula. Do you have any experience with tarantula egg sacs? You know what? I don't. I've tried breeding my avicularia, and it just didn't, nothing happened. And so I have not had a successful breeding yet. But it's something that in the future I plan on getting into. Just right now I don't have the time or the experience. So what we got? Chloe says, I love him. Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad you love him. I love him too. I just wish he didn't snore so loud and bark at the corner of the wall. Like he'll just bark at stuff that's not, like there'll be nothing there. He'll just wake up, walk over, stare at the wall and start barking. I don't know if he's barking at his own shadow or what it is. What else we've got? Richard, do you have an Alodius? If not, could you get one? Also, what's your favorite large New World tea? Hey, Yo Clan, I don't have that species. I don't know if I'll get one. We'll see what happens at the NRABC. I might be picking some up there. But like I said earlier, I'm trying to not add, I'm just trying to be responsible and not add a whole lot of tarantulas. There's probably could very easily add another 40 to my collection at the moment. But I just want to take it slow. And I know that I'll inevitably be getting something at the NARBC, so I don't want to buy anything. But between now and then even then be a little discriminate. Like I'm going to tell you guys now, I'm going to be very careful that I don't buy 20 different things at Tinley Park. But that way, if you guys see me shopping at tables and about to buy a fight, you could be like, hey, you said you're going to take it easy. Mandy Ellis, do you currently have any tarantulas for sale? I think that's what you're asking. No, I don't sell tarantulas at all. Just the few times that I've like donated a tarantula or sent one off to be bred with, like sent a male off. Just the whole process of packing them up and shipping them is it's very time consuming and stressful, and I couldn't imagine having to do that for a living. So if I don't sell them, nope. Just because I sell stuff online at work. Like that's my job. I buy things and sell them online and pack them up and ship them, and I don't want to do that in my free time. So I don't want to deal with that hassle. But the people that do sell tarantulas, I have the utmost respect for. You know, even like the smallest little breeder that's just selling 2 or 3 different species, like you got my respect, because I know how much work that can be dealing with customers and websites, and I mean just dealing with FedEx by itself can be frustrating. Pet Rock and Roll says, Richard, do you know anything about the Munsentropus lambertoni? There's so little info out there on them, and I have an adult female. She's beautiful. You know, I don't. Lewis Roke over at, he had that, I don't think he's doing it anymore, but the Percellum theraphosidae podcast sent me an article about them. It was, I guess, more like a scientific paper. And I'll be honest, I read like half of it, and those scientific papers are so dry and technical that I really got to be like focused and in the mood. And I was at work and customers kept coming in, and I just got bored and never finished reading it. So I really don't. But I mean, I haven't even seen them available for sale. So yeah, I am not the guy, Pet Rock and Roll. But I would love to see yours. I kind of have to check out some of your videos, see if I can find it. Somebody said, show us your OBT, please. I cannot, for 2 reasons. One, it's hidden way back in its burrow. And my OBT, if it's not out at the mouth of its burrow or outside of its, you know, walking around its enclosure, there's like no way to get it to come out, because I made it such an elaborate hide with a bunch of different kind of branches and hides and stuff like that. So that way my intent was it would feel more secure and not be as defensive, which worked, but also means I sometimes have no way of getting it to come out other than like trying to feed it or something. But also because it's directly behind like everything I have set up here for the live stream. So there'd be no way to get it all switched over to show you. But I will definitely have to try that for a different, like maybe when the live streams were feeding tarantulas, I will set it up ahead of time so that we can pull that species out. Richard, you should come to the Utah Reptile Expo in May. Yeah, that sounds great. I would love to. That's a really long drive though, which means I'd have to fly. And I don't think, I mean, we're about to cross 22,000 subscribers, but I don't think I'm nearly big enough as a YouTuber to, oh, just more messages from Gaia, to be able to get invited to these shows, you know? Like if maybe the show was like, hey, we'll fly you out here, and I mean, even if they just paid for the plane ticket and like the admission inside, I would totally do it. But man, plane tickets and then hotel room, and it gets really expensive really fast. As much as I would love to see you all, I don't have that kind of disposable income. Good night, Rachel. She's going to bed. Awesome. Oh, can you send me the article, please? I've done a couple videos on her. She's amazing. Yes, I definitely will. And we'll just keep that between you and me. And everybody watching the live stream. Because I think some of these are, yeah, well, we'll talk about that off the live stream. So what we got going on? What is your favorite tarantula? I just answered that one earlier. It would have to be the Chromatopelma cyanopubescens or the green bottle blue. That's got to be my favorite. There's a lot of other ones, but Tarantulas America says, got a question. All right, what's your question, Tarantulas America? Emily Warner says, what dwarf species do you have? Which ones do you recommend? I've got a lot of dwarf species. I got the Ame species Panama, or I guess now it's called the Nichinoculus species Panama, the gold-banded sunburst dwarf tarantula. It's a mouthful. Got the pumpkin patch. That's a little dwarf tarantula. I've got like 7 or 8 different species of the Syracosmus, which I love. The D. diamantensis is also a dwarf tarantula. I'm a huge fan of dwarf tarantulas, so if somebody says, hey, this is a new dwarf tarantula we have available, like anytime I get an email from Fear Not says, hey, we got this new dwarf tarantula in stock, I'm like, all right, I need to have that in my collection. But I would suggest Syracosmus species, any of them in the Syracosmus species or the Ame species Panama. That's one of my favorites as well. All right, Tarantulas America, what was your question? Sorry for the typo. I think I missed the question though. Can I scroll back and find it? Nope. Got a question. What's your Bugfest tarantula in the smallest enclosure? I don't think I understand. Sorry for the typo. What's your biggest tarantula? Maybe is that what you meant? What's your biggest tarantula in the smallest enclosure? My biggest tarantula in the smallest enclosure. I'm not sure. Maybe this one probably. It's not an extremely small enclosure, but it's definitely more of a, I mean, it's not quite large enough to be a juvenile, but I've got a Brachypelma in there. I'm just kind of been waiting for, whoa, I doesn't want to be on camera. I was hoping it would molt one more time before I rehoused it. But the smallest enclosures, it'd probably have to be that one I showed, the Brachypelma albiceps. That's probably the largest tarantula in a smallest enclosure, if that's what your question, if I'm even answering the right question. All right. Whew, sorry I'm late. Hello, everyone. What's up, California's critters? Speaking of awesome YouTube channels, definitely check out California. It's got a great channel there. What is that? Epic Arachnids. Have you ever met Tarantula Cat? I have not. I've not met anybody. I met, let's see, the lady from Snake's Discoveries. Yeah, I'm sure she's younger than me. She looked very young, but she is a lady. I met her and her boyfriend, but not officially. We were in the hotel room. No, that's not true. Let me rephrase that. That started off on the wrong foot. We were at the hotel check-in. They were ahead of us in line. And her boyfriend left his camera on the counter, something like that. So I was like, hey, you forgot your camera. But that's like the only YouTuber I've really met. I've never met Tom Moran in person. I've never met, yeah, I feel like somebody's going to be like, hey, we met, but off the top of my head, I don't think I've met anybody. I mean, I've talked to him online, but I don't think that really counts. Let's see. Cadaverous Jill, I think. Yeah, I think that might be right. Whoa, you met Emily. Yeah. Yes, she is awesome. But like I said, it wasn't a, hi, how are you? I'm from the Tarantula Collective. It was just like, I know how much cameras are, and they just walked out because they were at the wrong check-in or something like that. They were at the wrong hotel. And I would want somebody to be like, hey, this is my camera. So, but I think that I ran outside to try and catch him once we realized the camera was there. Well, my wife and I were checking in, and they'd already gotten their car and left. So I was like, hey, I know this girl is. I've seen her on YouTube. I guarantee they'll be back. Please make sure that this camera's put up somewhere safe. Let's see. You need to go out more, Richard, and meet people. You know, my wife says something similar. She's like, I've got hundreds of friends. There's 120 people I'm hanging out with right now, right? I don't need to go out and make friends in real life. But really, it's just, there's not a lot of, what we got? No, I mean, nobody knows what Exotic Slayer looks like. And then, you know, what's Dark Dens in Croatia or something like that. I think he's in Croatia. So I'm not going to be bumping into him anywhere. And I live in the foothills of the Appalachians. So not a whole lot of opportunities to meet people. Oh, what else we got going on? Hey, Clint, if you ever get it. All right. We're all your friends. Thank you, Chloe. You're my friend as well. All right. I will try to meet other people. But like I said, I mean, some of these channels have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and where they live in Arizona and Colorado and California. What Tarantula Arc say? Said something like, what did you say, Tarantula Arc? Yes, he has true spiders. I don't know. I thought she said something. You need to get out and meet more people. Yes. Okay. I guess I just reread that comment. Richard, I put a sling in a 5-gallon. Is that safe? That is a little risky, Corey. And I'm only going to tell you this just from my own experience. I accidentally put a sling in a 5-gallon. Or maybe it was a 10-gallon. I had a little, it was like one of the Brachypelma humoris, or yeah, I think it was the humori sling. And it was small. It was like a half an inch or something like that. And I was going out looking for a tarantula. I think I was going to a little expo or something. So I like set up a bunch of enclosures before I left so that I made sure I already had something pre-built to put it in right away. And all I ended up with was this little tiny sling. So I was like, oh, I got to remake the enclosure. So I pulled out like the 5, or maybe it was a 10-gallon enclosure, something like that, that already had substrate in it. And I took the little spiderling enclosure and I set it inside there and filled it up and figured, well, I got to transfer it from what it's in into this little enclosure. And this has kind of got walls that won't be able to escape. So I'll just do this like inside of the tank, which still had tons of substrate. And it like ran, instead of going inside the little tiny sling enclosure, it ran over the side and then across the substrate and then like burrowed down. And then, so my little 1/2-inch sling is now burrowed inside of this like 5 or 10-gallon aquarium. And I had no way of really finding out where exactly it was without digging and digging and digging. I was afraid I was going to hurt it. It's just really hard to have an idea where they are and know if they're healthy, know if you're able to give them food, like if they're eating and stuff like that. That's why I like keeping them in smallers. I mean, I don't think it's like they're going to definitely die 100%, but just in my experience, it's better to keep them in smaller enclosures just so you can see them and know that they're well and really know that they're feeding. Because if the feeders are on one side of the tank and they're hanging out on the other side of the tank, the chances that feeder is going to cross in front of their path, because, you know, tarantulas are opportunistic and slings are scavengers. So you really got to know where it is to make sure that the food is going to be nearby so it will eat. But that's just my experience. I was really stressed out. And then like, I just assumed it died because I was like, I would drop little feeders in there and like a month or 2 went by and I was like, yeah, it's dead. There's no way it is eating. I don't know I haven't seen it. And then one night I came downstairs and I just saw it walking across the top of the substrate. So I cupped it up real quick and put it in a more appropriate size enclosure. Deadly Tarantula Girl, where are you located? Oh, what? I think I missed the first part of your message. Deadly Tarantula Girl. Wonder if I can go back. Where are you? If you're asking where I'm located, though you may be talking to somebody else in this group, I am right outside Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Not close. But I have a feeling that's probably not directed at me. Oh, right. Your channel is very helpful. You deserve more subscribers. Well, thank you very much, Midnight Mint. We've been doing this for a little over an hour. I guess we should probably give away this. Been answering a lot of questions. Told you all about, we got Princess Sophie Pink Crossed 1000. That is very awesome. What else we got? Oh, Tarantula Arc just sent me a message. Says, know anything about Pseudohaplus species Columbia? I do. I've got one. I don't know where it is at the moment. It's in one of these. It's a small one though. So I don't have like a whole lot of experience with it. So I wouldn't want to let it go too deep. Pseudohaplus. Well, yeah. No, it's right here. It's the pumpkin patch tarantula. I like mine a lot. There's two different. I actually made a whole video on it. There's the Groot, which is the large, and then the Klein is the small form. I think the small grows to maybe like 2.5 inches, and the large grows like 3.5 or 4 inches. I keep mine semi-arboreal, kind of just like any other New World tarantula. As far as a substrate, I keep it kind of dry with a water dish. I don't go out of the way, making it extremely moist. Mine's thriving right now. I got another little small one. And then I have another pseudohapless species. Pseudohapless, what is it? I can't remember. But it's another very cool, it's supposed to be kind of like a pumpkin patch. I wish I could remember the name of it though. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. Let's see what else we've got going on here. I got a message. Oh, Get It Brand just shared this on Instagram. Thank you, Get It Brand. And if you want a shirt like this or these really cool stickers, I don't know if I showed you guys the other stickers. I told you the let's see, we've got one here with a Brachypelma. Oh, I don't know if that's going to show up. There it is. And like I said, the back is translucent, which is really cool. And then this one was just hilarious. You got needs more substrate. Got the tarantula down there at the bottom. Oh, these are awesome. I don't know where I'm going to put them yet, but I will definitely share that information with you. And then we had the giveaway that I got this from Creeper Cards, which is these guys right here. They have these awesome cards that you can buy. They're kind of like trading cards, and mine are over on the desk. I'm not going to go get them right now. But if you watch the last live stream, I unboxed them on there. And they've got different information on each of the different species of tarantulas. And oh, looks like we're buffering a little bit. I don't know what the problem is. Internet's getting sketchy. Sorry about that. So let's just do this last, I don't know, I'm having internet problems apparently. So we're going to go ahead and draw this winner real quick. Let me pull up a random number generator. And I really got to get off here. I got to get back to editing videos. Richard, you should come to an expo. Where? Munchkin Patch. That's very true. I'm a Marylander. I met up. I think a meetup would be doable. Okay, sounds like we're going to have a little tarantula meetup in Maryland. I'm digging it. It's the bottom one on the screenshot. Oh, my mom's in here. Everybody say hi to Paula Stewart. It's always nice when your mom joins your live stream. So I got to be on my best behavior now. I'll get in trouble. All right, let's go ahead. I'm going to pull up the list of email addresses here. Bum, bum. I think last time I checked, there was like 258 emails. So we'll see if anybody else joined. It is loading. Bear with me. 348 contacts, or 298. So yeah, we've gotten a few. All right, so we're just going to do a random number generator. Let's see. What did I say? 298. 1 to 298. Generate number 49. I'll do it again. No, I don't want to do it again. 49, just, they don't know who it is. So I'm going to do it again so you know that this is legit. Generate 67. All right, so I'm going to look for the 67. Now that I can't show you just because I can't turn the camera on the computer, so you're going to have to trust me there. But I'm going to scroll down to 67, and it looks like 67. The winner is Noah Scaff. Yes, Noah Scaff. Noah Scaff at yahoo.com. I'm going to send you an email, Noah. I don't know if you're in the live stream or not, but you just won this flag. If for whatever reason Noah does not accept the prize, like doesn't get back to me with an address, something like that, then we'll just we'll give it away in the next live stream. So we'll see what's going on. Low-key wish I lived in Maryland now. Is there anyone in Utah that's a collector? That's awesome. Richard, you should come to an expo in Indiana. I'd definitely go so I can meet you and talk tarantulas with you. Yeah, we used to go to Indiana every now and then, play some shows at a bar, but I haven't been to any expos out there. But I think we drive through Indianapolis on our way to Chicago. So if I can go to Chicago, I'm sure I can go to Indiana. You just have to let me know. Send me an email or something and let me know when one's having that's worth going to, and I'll see what I can work out. All right, guys. Well, it's almost 5:30, so we've been doing this now for about an hour and a half. We still got 129. That's 129 likes. Let's see. We've got 116 people hanging in. So, and I got 2 new members. So thank you to everybody that joined. Hit that little join button underneath videos and became a new member. Just helping support the channel. Who was 49? Oh, I don't know. I just closed it out. I don't know. Sorry, whoever 49 is. And you know what I'll do? I'll look after the live stream. When I send Noah his email, I'll send 49 an email as well and give him some stickers or something. Richard, how moist do you keep the substrate for your Asian forest scorpion? I wish I could. Can I show you? I don't know if the camera will go there. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see. Maybe if I put a light on it. This is the Asian forest scorpion. I don't know if you can tell by the light, but like I have dry substrate right here, and then down here I keep it pretty moist. That way it's kind of just will be hanging out. It can have some dry substrate on top, but if it wants more moisture, it can burrow deeper down. And I plan on doing a video on that species, just like I did the tailless whip scorpion and the Vengaroon, and we'll give you more details on that. You Only Wish 5150 says, time for bed for me. Good night, Richard. Well, good night, You Only Wish. It was nice hanging out with you. Seems like there's a good number of Utah folks. Any Coloradans? I know that Tanya Higgins is from Colorado. I'm not put on her in blast, but she's one of the moderators in the Facebook group. All right. Well, guys, this has been awesome. I want to thank you all for hanging out and watching. Let me make sure I got everything done on my list. If you haven't yet, while I'm looking, I don't know if anybody does TikTok. I normally don't, but somebody was telling me that they said that it had 800 billion downloads. That's not right. 800 million downloads or something like that. And that I should put some tarantula stuff on there. And I was looking around. I didn't really see much tarantula content on TikTok. So I started uploading some feeding videos, happy dancing. You know, they're just like 30-second, 20-second videos. See what was happening. And then I guess the algorithm or whatever opened it up. And I've met all kinds of people now. There's like a couple hundred people at least so far that are really into tarantulas, that are posting tarantula-related content on TikTok. So it's not all just young kids dancing and lip syncing. There's some pretty cool tarantula stuff on there too. So yeah, if you ever decide to download it or you're on there, especially if you're posting tarantula content, tag me in your post or send me a message and we can follow each other on TikTok. And, mainly what I post is just stuff that gets cut out and doesn't make it into videos. And just little feeding clips and, just funny stuff. Not funny, just tarantula stuff, I guess. So you can check out TikTok. We're also on Tumblr and Twitter. And the only other thing I wanted to mention before we get off here is one of the moderators in the Facebook group, Nadine, has got stage 4 colon cancer right now. And we got a fundraiser up in the Facebook group. Also on just the Tarantula Collective Facebook page to try to help offset some of her medical expenses. She's going through chemotherapy at the moment. So if you got a couple of dollars you want to throw her way, just go to the Tarantula Collective Facebook group or just the Tarantula Collective Facebook page, and you'll see a post, and just you can donate to her. I think it's just like a fundraiser on Facebook, whatever. But I'm sure she would greatly appreciate that. We had a goal of $1,000. Last I checked, it was over 500, I believe, or right around 500. So we're getting really close to that $1,000 mark to help her out. She's done a lot of work, just like all the moderators have, and kind of keeping the Facebook group functioning. And it's very sad. My dad had colon cancer, so totally understand what she and her family are going through. And if we can help out a little bit as a community, I figured I didn't want to pass up that chance. So sending good thoughts your way, Nadine. Hopefully we'll be helping you out a little bit with those expensive medical bills. All right, guys. Well, Not to end on a sad note, but you know, I gotta get editing this video, and it's a rehousing video. I'm rehousing 13 tarantulas. One of them is actually the inbound forward communal, so I guess that's more like 17 tarantulas. But yeah, it's gonna be a task to get this thing finished, because I got 4 different cameras, and in trying to cut all these different angles together and not half-ass it, I guess. So it's hopefully will not be extremely late tonight and Monday night, but inevitably I'll be up until 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. There's this guy I watch on YouTube called Peter McKinnon. He was talking about sometimes it's better to be done than perfect. And I was like, I need to remember that. Like I could work on a video for a month and it'd never be perfect. Sometimes it's better to just get it done. So we'll get it done before Tuesday. All right, so I'm just going to say goodbye to you guys. Goodbye, Pet Rock and Roll. Goodbye, Rocky Mountain Spider Freaks. We gave away some stickers. We gave away the flag. And we'll do this again real soon. Next time we'll do like a live stream rehousing or a live stream feeding videos or something like that. We'll do that again. That was a lot of fun. But I figured the last couple times there's been so many people asking questions and I've been busy feeding or rehousing tarantulas, I just wasn't able to keep up with the questions. So I thought we'd get a lot of them out of the way here. And, you know, we'll do this again. Chrissy Mass says, I will give you gas money to come to Battlefield Reptile Expo on July 18th. All right. No, you don't have to give me gas money. I feel bad. But we'll figure it out. I'll see if I got that weekend off work, maybe I can get the wife and kids to pack up and we'll head out that way. I'll look and see where it is on a map. All right, guys. Well, good night. Thanks for hanging out with me. Be sure to subscribe if you're not already. I'm going to see if we cross 20,000 or 22,000 subscribers yet before we get off here. Let's just see. So close. 21,976. So we didn't cross 22, but pretty daggone close. I'm sure within a day or two we'll be crossing that 22,000 mark, and it'll be exciting. So be sure to watch Tarantula Tuesday coming up this Tuesday. It'll be a rehousing extravaganza, and yeah, it's been a lot of fun hanging out with you guys. I always enjoy spending time with you all, so thank you so much, and I will see you this Tuesday. All right, bye. I always forget to hit this last